Great homes, great people, great experience. Hamlet Homes.
Today we're here with Tami Osmark, one of the owners of Hamlet Homes, and we're going to talk about some quick move-in homes. What does that mean? I have some questions. You probably have some questions too, and we're going to talk about why a move-in ready home can be a strong option if you're looking for a home, or if you're a buyer who want to have the benefits of construction without waiting for the full building process. So we'll cover what move-in ready means and who these are meant for. So,
Yeah.
Tami, thanks
Hi.
for taking the time to answer some questions.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. So, when Hamlet Homes says that a home is move-in ready or quick move-in, I've heard that term kind of thrown around. What does that actually mean?
Yeah, so funny that you say that. It's kind of a little bit of the insider lingo with home builders is we call it quick move-in because that kind of varies for us as move-in ready is like move in today. The home's ready to go. You can close within 30 days. It's up to your lender. We're ready to go at any time. Quick move-in gives a little bit more depth to it. So quick move-ins can be anywhere from 90 days ready, almost ready to, done at 90 days, all the way up to move-in ready. So that's why builders kind of tend to put quick move-in homes on a quick move-in page and not say necessarily move-in ready because it might not be today. It could be 3 months
Gotcha.
from now. So that and it actually helps the buyer because sometimes you need more than 30 days to get all of your financing put together. So, yep.
Getting all the ducks in a row.
Getting all
Yeah.
your ducks
I,
in order.
I've been kind of confused about that too because I've heard those two terms, and
Yeah.
so it's great to kind of get that understood because that's the thing about buying a home too is sometimes I just feel like an idiot going through the process, and so it's as much education as I can get before I actually talk to a realtor and what's happening and getting the financing. So that's great.
Yep.
So when it comes to quick move-in homes, what are some misconceptions that a buyer might have?
Yeah, I mean, I think again, back to quick move in, when can I move? When can I actually move into the house? What changes might I be able to make in the house still? Can I change my colors? Can I change things that are in there? Most of the time, builders call these homes sometimes spec homes. I hate that term because I feel like it's not really, I don't want the buyer to feel like they're moving into just a spec home, right? It's still, there's a lot of thought and design and processes that have been put into that home before we even met you to try and sell you the home. So the biggest misconceptions on quick move-ins is there anything I can do to change it? Sometimes there is, most of the time there's not because it's already finished. It's already been quality inspected. Everything's already in the price included in the price of the home. And so but a lot of thought has been put into that. So we don't want our buyers to feel like even though I can't change anything, I'm missing out on something that I could have picked earlier in the process. We really have done a lot of thought and put a lot of thought into those homes for you.
Um, and forgive me too. Sometimes there's that notion that maybe a quick move-in home, or I guess a ready move-in home, is a home nobody else wanted. Because
Yeah. That's a
and
good
that
one. Yeah. No,
it,
that's a good misconception. It does come up a lot that that people feel like that. I'll give you another little insider tip. Most builders plan out communities for every type of person, every situation of your life, right? So there's going to be we're going to go into a community and let's say we have 40 homes that we're going to build in this community. Right off the bat, most builders are going to start about 5 of those homes right off the bat. And that is so that if there's a buyer that comes in that really wants to live in that community but can't wait 6 months for a home to get built, they need to move in quickly because of life circumstances or whatever's happened in their life, that's also an option for them there too. So home builders are always kind of thinking about those chapters in your life or, what your circumstances are, whether it's a marriage, a divorce, a child, whatever it is, we want to make sure that we have a product for you, again, that's been thoughtfully designed, but ready for you at the time that you need it.
that's great. And so why might a buyer choose a quick move-in home? You kind of tapped on that a little bit with kids, and maybe people just want to get home before school season starts or something like that. So I guess who would usually be the best fit for a move-in home? And then why might a buyer choose a move-in home instead of just kind of starting from scratch and building something new?
Yeah, again, it's about where your circumstances. A lot of times, and especially lately in a market like we're in, some people are waiting for that interest rate to come down or, different things there's so many factors that people put into when they're making a purchase like this. That again, that's why we have these move-in ready homes available because let's just say, I'm looking at for a home and I've got a home to sell. So I need maybe 90 days to put my home on the market and get it sold. So I'm not quite ready, but I don't want to wait the 6 months. I'm going to put my home on the market, hope it sells in 60 days, maybe financing another 30, and I want to move in. Well, that's a perfect situation for a 90-day, almost ready, quick move in home. We've had so many, which is not always the greatest situation, but we have had so many people who are like, I just got a divorce and,
Mm,
I need to move out of the house. And so I need a place quick. So those are circumstances. Obviously, if you are having a child, most of the time you're planning for that. You've got 9 months, hopefully, to be able to build a home and wait for something bigger. It's really going to be those people who are just like, the timing's right. The market's good for me to sell my home. The market's good for me to buy a home. I can't wait 6 months. I don't want to risk an interest rate hike, things like that. So it really is about your specific circumstances.
yeah, and as you were talking, I was thinking in my life, it's like, oh, I need to be closer to elderly parents, or
Right.
I need to, I'm starting a new job opportunity, or I need to be close, life-changing type of events that happen. So, yeah, a quick move in or almost ready home would be great, I think, in those certain circumstances. So as far as having the opportunity of having new construction
Mhm.
on a ready move-in home versus finding something already existing on the market. Um, I can I can see some of the advantages to that, but I'd love to hear your point of view on what are some advantages of buying a new ready move-in home versus something that's already existing on the market.
Yeah, for sure. That comes up all the time. Because it's kind of looked at like the same thing, right? Because I tell people this a lot. You get in one of our quick move-in homes or move-in ready homes, you can go in and you can tour it and you can see it and you can touch it and feel it and you know what you're buying. You see the product, which is the same thing as though when maybe you go tour with your realtor, resell homes, right? You get to walk in and see what you're getting. So the benefit of that is that you get to see it and feel it. Whereas if you're building new construction, you kind of have to imagine it, right? You get to go to the
Hmm.
design studio and pick things out and stuff, but you don't know exactly what it's going to look like. We have a lot of Hamlet's business comes from realtors. We love our realtor community. We have great partnerships with them. And a lot of realtors tend to lean towards showing those quick move-in homes to their buyers because that's what they know. That's what they're familiar with. They like to go show them the product, see it, and be able to let them see what they're going to buy instead of have to imagine what they're going to buy. The benefit of a new construction versus a resell is the biggest one is warranty. It's brand spanking new, right? You're going to walk in the door and nobody's sat on your toilet before. Nobody's walked on your carpet before. I mean, there's so many things that we say that are important to people about new construction. Plus, you get a new construction warranty. Resell, you can buy a warranty. Definitely can do that. It's not. It's a little bit expensive. It's not as great as manufacturer's warranty, but you do walk in the door and it's just brand spanking new. It's all yours. No one's lived there before. And you get that 1 year builder warranty from us that can be extended as well. So that's I think the biggest benefit.
Yeah, and thinking about too, if there's some major life changes and I need to move, there's so much going on. I don't want to have to worry in the back of my mind, how good of a job did the home inspector do? How how much longer do I have on the roof? How much longer do I have on the water heater? Yeah, those types of
Yep.
things you worry about. If there's hidden plumbing issues or anything that are unknown, you know. So
Yeah,
I can
for sure.
definitely see that. Um, so how does quick move in? Um, I guess let me rephrase this. Some buyers worry that a quick move in home means that they're just kind of settling. How
Yeah.
would you respond to that?
Yeah, I mean, I think again, we train our sales team to be able to explain the process that went into building that home. And I think every builder does this. I think small local builders do this best. That we sit in a room, we talk about our floor plans, we talk about our spaces, we're crafting and cultivating design packages. We're doing all of these things with a thoughtful mind of who our potential buyer is, right? And all of that thought goes into this home. And so I don't feel like what if you were to compare uh a Hamlet quick move-in home to maybe one of our competitors, I think you might find similarities, absolutely. But I think what you'll find is just a little bit more thought into the design elements, into spaces, into the how the carpet, the flooring layouts are, everything. Because we don't want you to ever feel like you're settling in a Hamlet home. That's just, I mean, that it is literally the focus for us every single day when we're building a home. We actually allow our sales reps to be kind of the owner of those quick move-in homes. Um, I've already designed, and because I oversee design, I've already designed quick move-in packages that our sales reps can choose from. But we allow them to kind of be the owner on that home, and they get to choose all of those elements, the design features, the colors, all of that stuff, and they do it based on feedback that they're hearing from their customers.
Hmm.
So they're not going off, and we're not just saying, "Oh, hey, build a white house and put this carpet in it and do this thing." We actually let them kind of make those decisions because they talk to our customers every day. They know the demographic in the areas where we're building. They hear kind of the trends and the feedback. So then they get to go in and build those houses for people who they've already talked to. So we don't want anybody to ever feel like they're settling because we've put a lot of thought into it.
Yeah, and you kind of answered my next question there too, because how I was going to ask, how does Hamlet Homes decide like what floor plans and finishes
Mhm.
and looks and communities that are a good fit for a quick ready or move in ready home, you know? So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's cool. Really fascinating. I had no idea.
Yeah.
What should buyers look at first when comparing quick move-in homes?
Yeah, I think I mean the biggest thing is going to be what's your need. Before you start looking, you'll want to know what is my situation. First of all, obviously price point is the biggest one. But also um the layout. How many bedrooms do you need? Is the basement finished or is it not finished? Because that's also a big factor. We don't finish all of our basements in all of our quick move-in homes. Some we do, but a lot we don't. And so, is that something you need right away? Do you need to be able to expand into the lower level? Can you? Is it going to be easy to do that? It's so interesting because we have had a buyer. This happens to every home builder, but we've had a buyer who's come in, purchased a home, or I should say put a home under contract, gone into the design studio, picked out all of these selections, sometimes crazy selections that aren't what the normal general market would like, and they then the deal fell through. Well,
Oh.
that inventory comes back to Hamlet, right? So then we have to put it on the market. It's now a quick move in home because it's completely finished, but it's got some weird design choices in it and things like that. And the biggest feedback we got on those kind of homes from buyers is, well, geez, I don't know if I finish the basement that I don't want to have to take that red paint color down into my basement or things like that, right? And
Mm.
so that's kind of in the resale world what you might see is that things are just already finished. They are what they are. In our homes, you still have a little bit of flexibility in some of these areas in these spaces. And so I think for a buyer, I would be looking for those potentials. Like, is it completely finished and it's what I need? And if it's not completely finished, can I expand and do what I need in the future?
Yeah, that's great. And What role does the community play when someone is choosing quick move-in homes?
I mean, I think the community is huge for people, especially here in Utah, and we build in Idaho as well, very similar markets. Community is so big for people. I mean, the community you're going to live in and the people that you're going to live around become your tribe, become your village, right? And so it is so important to make sure that the area is where you want to be, close, maybe close to good schools or your family or whatever it looks like. And then also an area where I feel comfortable letting my kids go out and run and play. I feel comfortable with the neighborhood that's surrounding this, things like that, because it is your neighbors become your friends. They become, they become the people who might babysit your kid in the future, or that you need to, borrow a cup of sugar from, or whatever it is, whatever the thing is with the neighbors. But I feel like community, especially in our market, is so critical for people. I mean, we see this time and time again that people will say, I want that house, but I want to live here. Or I want to live here, but I want that house. Can I have it here? Because they're very particular about where they want to live. So we make sure that we're building in areas and around all of Utah and in Idaho where people can kind of choose that, because people are very picky about where they want to live. And community plays a huge role for people here.
So, as far as what's available on the market now, are there certain Hamlet home communities where quick move-ins are especially helpful for buyers right now?
Yeah, for sure. Especially with kind of the economic conditions that are going on in the market right now. It's been a couple years where people are struggling with affordability. And I honestly don't see that necessarily going away. I do see processes changing to help that. We do have quite a few communities in Idaho and a couple here in Utah where we have a more affordable product. Those tend to be townhomes, which is definitely more affordable for people. When we build townhomes, we have to build them in buildings, right? And so that
Mhm.
tends to be either a fourplex, a fiveplex, or a sixplex with townhomes. So when we build townhomes, we can't just build one. When somebody comes in and buys a townhome, it's not one's just not going up and then we finish it. So we actually have to build that whole building at the same time, even though only one might be sold. So obviously those other ones are all going to be quick move-in homes for somebody because they're going to be done and ready before they're probably sold. And so those tend to be the best kind of communities to buy in, because you're going to get the more affordable product and you're going to get a quick move-in that's ready when you're ready.
Awesome. And that's the other thing too that I could see an advantage of having a quick move in or move in ready is I feel like I know what I would want in a home, but I feel like if I had to be part of a design process, I
Mhm.
would be overwhelmed with
Yeah.
all of the choices that I'd have to make. Uh, how how can a quick move in home really simplify that process for somebody?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is something actually that Hamlet's had a big focus on the last couple years, is because most people think they want more choices. They go into a design studio and they've got, 10,000 types of carpet you can choose from. And we like to think, "Oh, I want to choose all of this stuff. I want to go in and do it." But actually, and this is literally feedback from our customers. Our customers on our surveys have said, I was so overwhelmed. I had so many choices in the design studio. They felt like they needed to keep going back and going back and going back, which extended the process, made everything just kind of more convoluted. When actually, if we just showed you six kind of designed, cultivated packages to choose from, it was so much easier for people to say, "Oh, I love that one.
Hmm.
We've already done all of the hard work and gone through all the carpet and the tile and the countertops and the cabinets for you and cultivated those in a way that will make it so that it's clean, it's fresh, it's modern, it's trendy, but it's still got the coloring in it that is not just like out of control, and you don't know what that carpet's going to look like when you put it with this tile. It's been professionally designed, and our customers are telling us they love that process so much easier. The overwhelming part is always at the design studio. Literally joke with people and say divorces happen at design studio Because no matter what, you go
Oh
into
yeah,
a design studio and you have a budget, but you break that budget, and it's always a fight between the partners to decide, who's going to get what and what do we sacrifice. So we've made it easy for you by kind of already doing that process for you.
awesome. Yeah, I run into that all the time. When I go to Home Depot for paint, I'm looking at all the different little swatches and
Yeah.
I'm like, this one, they're close, but they're not the same. And then you get home and realize I made the wrong choice.
I know it is. It's so overwhelming for people. So yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully we've made it easy for you.
What should someone expect when they reach out to Hamlet Homes about a quick move-in ready home?
Yeah, I mean our sales team professionals been in new construction for years, know the process. They can kind of help talk you through what your needs are, right? Some people may come in and say, "Hey, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to move into a house in 30 days. My financing's put together, everything's done." But they are very particular about something that might not be okay in a quick move in. And so our sales team's there to kind of help guide you if we need to pivot and do a pre-sell, and vice versa, right? If there's circumstances that allow for you to move into a quick move in, we're ready to show you one and get you in and get financing if you don't have it. So our sales team is ready to go. They're professionally trained. We have great partners in lending and title. And so I think just a phone call or go to our website and see if something works out for you.
Yeah, and what advice would you give a buyer who sees a home, but is hesitant to take the next step?
Yeah, always. Everybody's this is the biggest purchase you're ever going to make in your life, right? It's a vulnerable purchase too. We say to people all the time, we know that you have to give up a lot of information about yourself, your finances, all of that stuff. It's a vulnerable purchase. It's a big purchase. We promise our customers that we take that seriously, that we know that this is a big deal for you. It's a big deal for us to be a part of that process for you. We take that seriously. And so let us just help guide you. If it works out, it works out. We're not one thing about being local, kind of smaller, is that we live here with you. We live and breathe and work and play with you here. And so we understand that pressure. We don't want the pressure to be there either, though. If it works out for you, great. We're so happy that you're going to buy a Hamlet home. But if it doesn't, we're okay with that too. We'll help guide you to wherever we can, help you. So no, don't feel like it's a sales pitch with Hamlet. It's definitely not going to be that way. We want to be with you through whatever process works for you.
Yeah, I want to start looking at some quick move-in ready homes.
Okay, good. I'll show you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tami, for answering those questions. I really appreciate it. And I hope to have some further conversations with you in the future about some other things. So
Yeah,
thanks.
for sure.
Great homes, great people, great experience.